Everyone, and welcome to this edition of the Village Law Initial Consultation. I'm Darren Lutton, I'm at SEQFC, and tonight I've got with me Melvin Wilkes, who is the General Manager, he's the Operations Manager, and the Technical Director at Sunshine Coast Fire. I'm sure you do the cleaning as well, don't you, Melvin?
Listen, I put the signs out and do everything, Darren. This is all part of these technical director names. They're all just a fancy title. You know, it's there's a lot goes on that happens at a football club, and a lot of technical directors will testify to that as well. Yeah,
I was last year. I was talking to the president of the North Star Club, and I said, "So, how'd you get the gig?" And he says, "Oh, they saw me cleaning the toilet one day."
Yeah, I don't go as far as the cleaning side, but there's a lot of, you know, the sponsorship side, but actually when we discuss the flow on from sponsorship, and you'll see the crossover of the vision and how I'm the best person to sell the football club at this stage to people. That's with what we're doing, so it'll be intriguing for a lot of people, Darren.
Sure. Now we've got some big news that you've done a press release, but I don't remember seeing anything about it, and you've got in touch with me to say, hey, let's let the people know about it. So more than happy to have a chat. I'm just going to throw the floor over to you. You've got some big news at the Sunny Coast Fire.
Yeah, so it's been a long time in the making, to be honest with you. This is, I've been at the club five and a half years. It's actually a bit beyond that, but the club have a partner school, so I need to give a little bit of history of the club, and people have to forgive me on this because I will start to waffle on a little bit, Darren. So I was bought to the club, by the owner, which is Noel Woodall, and Noel is a very colourful character in the football circles in Queensland. But from my perspective, and I work with him every single day. I meet with him and converse with him every day. You won't meet a more genuine gentleman. The difference is he's very cutthroat, he's ruthless, he's a business person, but he demands high standards. But coming into the football club, I got to find out about the private school. So Noel started and built a private school in Perigian Beach. In and amongst that, he set up the suicide prevention in Noosa, helped to fund that privately himself, and has invested a significant amount of money. I'm not talking hundreds of thousands, I'm talking millions of dollars, and he'll probably shout at me for saying that, but I have to get that message across to people, because so many people have this misconception of who Noel is and what Noel is only by second-hand information. But from my perspective, I don't stick around at football clubs for 5.5 years and 8 years at Man City when you're working with, bad people. So he's a good one. He really is, and he's got no invested interest. So, his children don't play at the football club, but he continues to put significant amounts of money into the club every single year. And for that, I'm sure people would share and go, well, you have to take your hat off. You do. So going to the bigger news, and apologies to waffle on, I just wanted to get that information out so people had an understanding. The private school is something where I could have an impact. So with where I've come, worked in the Premier League and the Football League and all the other bits and pieces, a lot of the football clubs around the world, especially in the country that I came from, in the UK, they have the academy system. So I was a part of the process in 2012 when they actually changed the system through the EPPP, which is the Elite Player Performance Plan. So a part of that strategy was to have all youth players at Category 1 full-time at their respective football clubs. So your Man United, your Man Cities, West Broms, Arsenals, they have their under-9s, under-16s as full-time players. So basically what happens, Darren, so you send your boys with Manchester City. He doesn't go to school anymore. He's actually schooled in the actual football club itself. So the beauty about our club having the private school and the way it is set up we've done exactly the same. So as of term 3, which is July, third week of July, our under 9s to under 14s inclusive for 2021 will be full time. So they'll train 3 times a day in the working day. So the first one will be sort of 7:15 till 8:15 in the morning. They'll go in, they'll do academic work, they'll come back out for a couple of hours in the day, they'll go back in, finish off some more academic work, come back out. And that'll all be done before 4:30 in the day. So that's exactly what happens in a lot of the successful countries that develop a lot of good players at performance level football. So to accelerate what we're doing, that's the route we've decided to take, and the reason why we've implemented it. So we see what with the governing body at the moment with FFA, and they're potentially looking at maybe a different strategy and changing things. There's no other club in Australia that does it. There's many clubs and many organisations that have a sporting excellence program. So you may send your boy to school and he does football 3 or 4 times a week, and may do a football education component. That's not what we're doing. Our kids will train between 16 and 20 hours a week in the day, excluding games. So they will be full-time footballers, 11s, 12s, 13s, etc. And the uptake, as you can imagine, is very good because the program is funded. So it's private education. It's not a state school, it's private education. And that's being funded by the school and by the Woodall Group, so Noel. So when you think you're going to get 50 to 70 full-time youth players, all on private education, paid for by the school and the Woodall Group, when people talk about investment, you're talking millions of dollars in just tuition fees, academic fees. And this is the level of the gentleman that Noel actually is. And this is the side that people don't see. And he never bangs the drum. He doesn't stand, on a soapbox and shouts. He challenges people. But this is what his passion is, developing youngsters, providing opportunity for youngsters. And this is what my specialism is. It's what my specialism's been for over 20 years as a full-time professional coach. So it's all paid for, Darren, essentially.
So if I'm an existing junior player at the Sunshine Coast Fire,
yeah,
as of next semester, or is it next year that I just start at the school?
Term 3, so July 2020.
Right. And how many kids at the club are at other schools at the moment?
Virtually all of them. So what they're doing is, as we speak, that they've already sort of handed their notice in at their school and said, well, we're going here because, you offer somebody free education, which we know private education costs a lot of money over here. And the education system is very good, Darren, I have to say that. But you offer full-time football alongside it, parents are going to rip your hand off very quickly, because that's probably worth, for the younger players going up to year 12, because we're doing it up to year 12, it's probably worth an excess of 100 grand to a parent. So, people go, well, I'll have some of that. And what? I've got, Melvin, who's worked at Man City and all the other nice clubs that, he's a diploma holder, and I'm going to be coaching them. I'm going to be coaching them along with Gareth Thompson, who's a ex Glasgow Celtic coach, and young Tom Bateman, who's a UEFA B coach. He's just come out from Manchester City. So kids are going to be in good hands, but they're going to get private education. But we're not going to cut any corners on the education. It's going to be used more as a lever, Darren. If the kids are not doing it in the classroom, we'll take some football off them. So it's usually a good lever to use as well.
So at the moment, it's just the kids that are at the Fire now. So they get a 6 months head start on anyone trialing next year, yeah?
No, no. This is it. Now, I'm going to share with people exactly what we do. So we actually start our trial program, from April of every year. So anybody jumping on our website now or social media, they'll see that our trials are actually open. So we don't run trials in October, Darren. I stopped all that. So this is now, I'm going to share with everybody the bigger picture of where our football club was as opposed to where we're at now. And the hard path, you know, we've had to go through some very, very tough winters to start to appreciate these nice summers that we're going to be experiencing very soon. We have, I'd say, 50 to 70 players now that are ready to start the program. It's you know, and it keeps fluctuating, it keeps going up. But we also have around 100 trialists from all over Queensland, not just the Sunshine Coast, that have applied for this program. Now, once we kick in with the non-contact or the sort of semi-contact football in July, we will get them players in. We'll start them a little bit later. So we'll still offer them the opportunity. We'll offer them a place on the full-time academy, but they might start a little bit later. So normally we'd be training now, so I would have already seen them, Darren. So they could have started in July with the other groups. But some of these players that are applying at the moment are currently with other MPL clubs or QPL clubs, or we're not looking to take them away from their clubs. The players we've got are great because they're our players. But the ones that are with other clubs certainly don't want to take them away from their football club, not until next year. So, albeit we will take them and we will have them, we don't want to take them immediately. And we would like to think, and me as a person would contact, you know, a particular club and say, listen, you know, Darren's applied to come on our program, just to let you know that we are interested in taking him and we are going to offer him a position, just so it's open and it's transparent, Darren, because there's a lot of underhanded stuff that goes on in football, as you probably well know. And I think the more we can be open and honest with each other without giving too much away, then there's not much, you know, else we can do. So before you fire another question, I want to just give you where we're sort of, where we've coming from and the cold winters we've been having at the football club. So by me coming in the football club and having this frank conversation with Noel and the Woodalls, it was very quick of myself and him coming to the common theme of, we're not just going to chuck money at senior players, Darren. That already happened. That ship set sail a long time ago. So, and Noel doesn't use the juniors' money to fund the senior men's team. He still funds the senior men's team, and it's still, you know, a significant amount, but not to the tune that he used to do. So when we were the powerhouse era and you were taking on the strikers and we were winning grand finals and all that, they will come back. They'll come back, but not just yet. But with all this, you know, powerhouse teams and glory times comes a significant expense. So I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in sacrificing a young player over some has-been that wants to pick up $500, $600, $700 a week or more to go and win a $50 plastic cup at the end of the year. Nobody cares. Our under-12s parent doesn't know who won the grand final last year in the MPL. They're not bothered, Darren. What they're bothered about, am I going to develop their boy? Am I going to make them a better person? It's the whole package. Yes, I will. I will. As long as they meet me halfway in terms of attitude, ability, and application, I'll provide them with the platform. So we were on this page of like, I basically said to Noel, we're not paying money out. I said to him, you are no longer going to pay money out like you have in the past. We're now going to reinvest that money. That's the reason why you brought me here, into the junior section. So, and it's been the same year on year. But he understood. He's a smart fella, and that we were going to get a walloping somewhere. We're going to start to produce and promote our own players that are going to play in our senior team. So we're not going to bring players up from Brisbane, and we're not going to fly players in from the UK and all that sort of stuff. We're going to develop. No point in having a junior section, and no point you as a parent paying X amount of $1,000 per season and your boy never getting a chance. And this is happening at most football clubs in Queensland and in Australia as we speak. They have a youth section, and they want to use it as kudos. Oh, we've got an under 9s, under 10s, and all that sort of business. They don't actually provide the conveyor belts, the pathway into the senior men's. So the last 3 years, which have been our most challenging years, have consisted of over 90% of our homegrown players. So the last 2 years in particular, our average age was 20.4 years of age. So we're an under-20s team playing in the NPL. Now, when we got this will be interesting for people to comment on. So when we got the reprisal of you're not going to get relegated, there was a reason for that. There was a reason for that. It was something that the football authorities hadn't done correctly. So it wasn't a loophole or anything like that. And it certainly wasn't, Noel himself lawyering himself up and suing anybody. It was actually bad governance from the state body. So my honest opinion is we should have been relegated, Darren. It would have been better for us to go down, not the season just gone, the season before. It would have been better for us as a club. But having this reprisal meant we stayed in the NPL for another year, which means we got walloped again in some games last year, but we were very competitive in a lot of them. We were getting closer last year, but not close enough because we got relegated. So the year I believe we should have been relegated, which is when we should have been the first year, would have done us the actual world of good, because the team we had last year would have finished in the top 4 of the QPL last year. So, but then if we'd have got promoted, it would have been too soon. The team that we've got would have got relegated, Darren. So no matter what, we'd have got relegated. So I honestly think that us going down has actually been a blessing, and actually something that should have happened a season or two before it actually did.
Can I just ask there, Melvin, why didn't you let it happen then? Why was there the fight to stay?
We didn't fight. We didn't fight. There was a conversation that happened behind closed doors, and I can't tell you the names of who, that they seen what we're doing as a football club and what we invest in. So we've made a lot of massive mistakes, Darren. Some people, a lot of them before my time, and there's some mistakes that have happened whilst I've been at the football club. But I've also had to, eradicate a lot of the. There's a lot of poison in football clubs, a lot of poison, and you have to remove it. You have to remove the poison. So it's all based on your culture and your ethos. So we were asked to maintain. We were asked to stay in the NPL. So we stayed. That's what we did. And we recruited. We were okay, but we were still very young, Darren. Still very young. A lot of, again, over 80% of the players in our senior team last year were homegrown players and were 17, 18 years of age. And it's the same again this year. But what we've done again is promoted from within. So we're going to get to the stage where the vast majority of our first team will be actually what's come through. Harry Bowen, who's been with us since he was 11 years of age. Harry's in the first team. He's made over 200 appearances for our football club. He's been a first team player since 2016. And he's only 18 years of age. It's incredible. It's incredible. 19, actually, I think he is. But this is the reason we're doing exactly what the NPL was designed to do. We're developing young footballers. We're not trying to buy a league. We're not trying to buy win a $50 cup at the end of the season. And we're certainly not utilising parents' money to fund it. We don't do that.
Have the players found this season has the mood lifted? Do the players feel more at home in the FQPL this year? Is that the feeling?
Yeah, it's been an eye opener because some of the grounds and the fields and the clubs you come up against have not been of what they've been used to playing against in the NPL, but. Them clubs themselves are emerging as well, Darren. There's a lot of very, very well-run football clubs in the Football Queensland Premier League. And, people can look at this and check if they wish. One of my comments in 2016, when I was asked by the Sunshine Coast Daily about, does it make you nervous, promotion and relegation? No, it doesn't. I think promotion and relegation is extremely healthy. And they said, well, you've got another club potentially on the coast now with, what is now the Sunshine Coast Wanderers. How will that impact you? Well, it'll make us pull our socks up and do our job properly, because whilst we've been the only club on the Sunshine Coast, Darren, all this, since my arrival, it's like, the Fire are going to lose the license, the Fire are going out of business, the Fire, they shouldn't be charging this, and we can do it better, and all that sort of stuff. I'd ask the honest question now from, the club that are on the coast: are you doing it better? And are you charging less than what we are? No is the answer. If they're going to be truthful, and you have to bring the truth to the table, no.
So with the new program that you've set up, will you be accepting girls into the program as well?
Yes, not initially. Now, again, going back and talking to our female TD as she was, I had a meeting with her in January. So we run residentials. We have all of our players in the junior section, 9s to 16s. We have them at our private school. They sleep there, they train there, they get up at 5 in the morning, finish training at 7 at night. They get fed, watered, swimming pool, the whole lot. I had a meeting with her and said, listen, we're doing this, and we want to do it with girls as well. And we would like to offer it to our girls. So that's put a bit of a blocker on it at the moment, because we've actually got no girls in the football club now, because Football Queensland or Sunshine Coast United have got the girls. So we've just started another program with an organisation attached to UE, the insurance, where we're hoping to re-establish the girls again, Darren.
Okay.
So
good news.
It's watch this space, basically. Listen, I'm all for girls. My daughter played football. People will have a comment to say, and they don't support girls. We do support girls. When I came to the football club, the girls section was in a mess. It was disjointed. A lot of the teams were disjointed. They were football clubs, individual football clubs within a football club. My under-13s team, my under-15s team. No, they're not yours. They're ours. There was no culture. So this is what happened at the football club prior to my arrival. So then you have to bring it all in. You have to get rid of people, and you have to get them to buy into your ethos and your culture. And by doing that, unfortunately, you have to upset people and let people go.
Okay. Mel, with the program, tell me where you see the club in 5 years' time.
People are naturally going to say, are you going into this? It's again common knowledge that we've got an expression of interest in for the second division, whatever that's called, the Championship or A-League Division 2, who knows. Right. As a football club, we would envisage, if it's the NPL, to be back in the NPL with our players playing in the senior team, but also a lot of players playing overseas, because there's no pathway in Australia at the minute, Darren. There's no pathway. So us as a football club, we're aligning ourselves with the Football Youth League in the UK, as an example. Again, that was common knowledge in 2018 when I had a discussion with Football Nation Radio. We were approached by them in the UK, which are friends of mine, and asked if, we've got players that will go into the likes of the Chelseas and the Tottenhams. And so we're going to pursue that avenue, because, whilst the doors keep closing or the doors keep getting slammed in our face here, well, we might as well, steer our best players into somewhere where they're going to benefit, because clearly we don't get valued with what we're doing. So as a football club, we're going to align ourselves with as much as we possibly can globally. So we're not going to stop players going into the Raw. I'm an advocate of the Raw. I'm an advocate of the QAS and the state teams. But as long as the governing body keep doing these silly exercises to try and stifle what we're doing, we'll just keep bypassing them and go in a different route. So
the focus isn't necessarily building a great club or a great team, building juniors to go on and become Sunshine Coast Fire seniors. The focus is producing players for the sake of producing players.
Correct. So people go, well, why have you got a football club then? Well, not everybody's going to make it, Darren. So where do they play? Well, they're going to play in our senior men's team. So we're going to provide that avenue. But the players that do move on, we produced over 70 players for the Raw, state teams, international teams. Over 70 players. It was 67 last year. It's over 70, male and female, from a semi-regional football club. That's not a bad return. And you'd think, the governing body, FFA, and the state body will go, they're doing something all right up there, aren't they? But they don't. They've got these it's an invested interest. It's like, it's weird, Darren. It's weird. But these players we're producing, you're correct. We are, first and foremost, how far can we get them? How far can we push them? Because we know football in Australia is always going to be here for them. So, but if you as a parent have got a boy or a girl in our program and you decide, well, I don't want to go overseas, I want to go to Brisbane Roar or I want to go to Melbourne Victory, then we'll help you. We'll open that door and we'll try and develop you and say to the Brisbane Roars, like we have with the girls this last year, go and have a go. We're not holding anybody back. We're actually pushing people. And that's where we've been very good with our recruitment, with the culture, because the parents actually see what we're about. So it's not about, we're not interested in winning the under-14s competition. That's great. It's a bonus. But if we can get 5 or 6 of our under-14s in the state team or in the Raw or the QAS, that's our job. That's what we're here for, Darren. So all this, these teams that, they're looking to win these $15 cups or $50 cups at the end of the year, doesn't interest me, doesn't float my boat. So, and they spending junior money in the process. Absolute crazy.
All right, another couple of questions for you here. We've got both sides of the coin. If there's an Indigenous kid in, say, North Queensland that knows about your program, you know about them, you know that they're a talented kid, would you get them down? Would you get them into the program? And would there be some sort of assistance to help them remain in the program?
Yes. So it's always difficult when you're taking a player out of the area, housing them for one thing. So, we do have, people in our football club that host families, if you like, Darren. So we've got some fantastic people in our football club, and we have, Tom, who's from Manchester City, is actually staying with one of our families, and they've almost adopted him, So that, yes, we would, 100% we would, without the guarantee of saying to a parent, we're going to pay for all your accommodation, and I've seen all that nonsense happen, Darren, and I've seen broken promises and lies peddled. If you're just upfront and honest, so if there's an Indigenous kid from Cairns, let's say Cairns or beyond, and they thought, yeah, I'd give that a whirl, we would try and assist them 100% with the football and the academic, without doubt, because we can influence that, I can influence that. But in terms of like accommodation or host family, that would be it would be achievable, and it is something we have done, but it would be a longer process. So it would be on a case-by-case basis.
Sure. And let's look at the other side of the coin. Let's say that I'm a wealthy person and I've got a kid who I think can make it. And if I go to you guys and say, hey, I'm going to pay my son's way into this program, what do you say to me?
No, thank you. No, listen, they've got to fit with our core values. So, if they bring the attitude, the ability, and application, it doesn't matter about the money. our job is to develop footballers. So, if we've got a footballer who's got a parent who's worth a load of money, then great. But what we won't do is take a footballer at our football club purely because, mum or dad have got X amount of $1 million in the bank, and it's a sure bet he's going to be with us and they can pay the way. With the money we pay out, Darren, we don't make any money at our football club because Noel has to supplement it anyway. Hence why we're doing what we're doing. So, no, I know it goes on. I do know it goes on, but if the player, we would rather have a player with a fabulous attitude, fabulous ability, and a fabulous application. Sometimes you don't always get the ability. As professional football coaches, that's up to us then to help develop. So we're not looking for the best players. Our football club do not go searching for the best players. We don't get on the phone. We don't go tapping anybody up. They come to us. What we do find, we go for the players that have potential. So once they have potential, it's then up to us as professional football coaches to develop that potential. That's when you know whether we can do our job or can't. So usually, and I'm not saying all the time, and I'll probably get shot down in a ball of flames with this, the best players come with baggage, arrogance, self-entitlement, and usually the parents have got a bit of money as well alongside. But we've done away with them players. They've gone and joined other clubs because they bring too many problems. It becomes a very poisonous environment and it infects too many people. That affects your culture because I spend too many days, times, evenings dealing with little Billy and his dad because his dad thinks he's the best thing since sliced bread. And then I'm neglecting your kid and the other 15 in the group. So I have to get rid of him to allow your boy and the other 15 or 14 to evolve. And usually there's a handful in that group that will evolve once they've got him out of the way because he's an energy sapper. So I had to do that exercise. I had to get people out of the football club, people with big money. Yeah, they went out the door. And there's a football club, Noel's paid for scholarships. He's given kids, from hard backgrounds and parents with not a great deal of money, but hard-working people. As a football club, we funded that. Noel's funded it. So this is what I'm saying about, people don't see the side to Noel Woodall, and they certainly don't see that side to our football club either.
Well, Melvin Wilkes, that has been an absolutely fascinating discussion. I appreciate your honesty. I thank you very much for your time. And it's just great to see a club trying something different and trying to raise the bar. And I wish you and the Sunshine Coast Fire every success.
Fabulous, Darren. And it'd be great to sort of see yourself up, and you're more than welcome for a tea and a coffee. And listen, if there's other people who want to jump on, I don't know if we can do this on Skype and we have a bit of a podcast or whatever and a discussion, more than happy. I think more the merrier. Let's try and do what the game's supposed to be about and develop players.
Great stuff. Melvin Wilkes, the man who does everything at the Sunny Coast Fire. Thanks, Dan. Consultation with thanks to Village Law.
Thank you, Darren. Take care.